we're going to have our wall, and we're going to get it very strongly. The military is going to be building some of it, but we're going to have very strong borders.
After throwing out a prepared speech, President Trump had some strong words about his plans for immigration reform.
And caught on camera, a massive crane collapse in downtown St. Pete. We're going to tell you about an investigation that is underway this morning. Good morning.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
And
good morning,
Yes,
good
indeed.
morning. We jinxed again on Friday morning.
We'll fix that in post-production. It is 5 o'clock on this April the
6th.
April the 6th.
April the 6th.
Glad you're with us. Slight to chill out there and breezy as well. John Scalzi's got a preview of the weekend forecast. Good morning, John.
Well, good morning. We're looking at a pretty nice start to the day, a little bit on the cooler side by about 4 or 5 degrees across the region. Dew points are lower, so it feels very nice. Plenty of sunshine around today, and as we head into the afternoon, I think that sunshine is just going to carry right on. Now, that's going to change a little bit as we head into the weekend. In the weekend, I think we have a better chance of seeing some showers and then maybe some unsettled weather beyond that. Right now, satellite view showing a lot of blue starry skies out there right now. So it's nice. Not much in the way of a rainfall chance anywhere across the state, really. Maybe in the southern tip, you might get an isolated shower. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. But we should stay fairly dry for the next 24 hours. Now, back to the west, there's a developing storm system that does promise us a chance of rainfall, but that doesn't come till tomorrow. We're going to be talking about that detail in just a few minutes. Back to you guys.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John.
And right now, breaking news in Sarasota. Police are on the scene of a shooting. 2 people have been rushed to Sarasota Memorial Hospital. Now, it happened on 21st Street near Central Avenue, just north of the downtown area.
Our Marla Spence is live on the scene with details of this overnight shooting. Marla, good morning.
Good morning, guys. As you can see right behind me, this is the house near Central Avenue. As you can see, the crime scene tape is still up, and investigators, they are talking to witnesses in this neighborhood. A spokesperson for the Sarasota Police Department just held a press conference on what happened out here. She says the 911 call came in around 1:30 this morning. She says both 2 victims were found inside the house, and they were both shot and rushed to the hospital. Their conditions are unknown, but are in surgery right now. And police say at this time they are not releasing any other information about the victims. They say they do not believe the shooting was drug related. Again, investigators are busy talking to witnesses and people who live in this area to try to figure out what exactly happened. Police say there is no danger to the public in this area, and so far no arrests have been made in this investigation. We will keep you updated with the latest. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Marla. And of course, we will have more live updates on that throughout the morning.
Checking traffic again. Don't miss that construction issue at 75 and 64. That's an ongoing project going on all month. The exit ramp there northbound is closed, so plan around that. Otherwise, usual delays on 301, otherwise clear in Manatee County. Checking farther south now to the northern half of Sarasota County. You'll notice there on Fruitville Road already a lot of congestion for 5:03 in the morning, eastbound from almost Beneva to McIntosh, Honore to Kettleman. Fruitville quite congested right now. And checking our final maps for the south, we'll see a little buildup there on the 681 bypass as you get off 75 and head toward Nokomis. Otherwise pretty clear at this hour. A developing story and one of the biggest stories in the Suncoast in the past 20 years. As expected, the state Supreme Court has ordered Sarasota County to re-sentence Joseph Smith, the man sent to death row for the kidnap and murder of little Carly Bruscia back in 2004. The jury's verdict was 10-2. And now, since the state is requiring a unanimous verdict, the county court has to re-sentence him. So off death row and back to Sarasota County. Now, the jury foreman from that trial is furious.
When justice is served, when a decision is made by a jury in the legal process and that it's found to be a legal finding, that it should be carried out.
We're certainly disappointed by the ruling from the higher court, but we understand and respect the ruling from the court. We know that subsequent to obtaining the conviction in this case, that there had been a change in the law regarding the death penalty.
Now, the prosecutor says they will push again for the death penalty. No word when this will start or how much it'll cost taxpayers.
Well, it is a new program that could be the key to preventing school violence. This week, Manatee County Schools introduced a new program that could make a difference. It's called Handle with Care, and it allows law enforcement to notify a school about a student that may have experienced trauma or something else serious at home. Now, so far, this has been the first full week of the program, and there's already a handful of cases. Instead of school staff punishing students who may be going through something at home, then act out at school, teachers and staff will get a heads up on that situation.
A child that's recently been involved in a traumatic event, whether that's witnessing an arrest, witnessing a shooting, or being a child abuse victim. And we found a way to communicate that from law enforcement, everyone that's here at this table, child protection, to the school board.
Now, so far, there's been 9 cases that have been reported to Manatee County Schools, and that was just in this very first week.
For the latest on this story and breaking news and the forecast, check out our app. It's under WWSB or under My Suncoast. President Trump literally threw his script away and launched into a tirade on immigration and voter fraud yesterday.
ABC's Tara Palmieri has more.
President Trump in West Virginia literally throwing away his speech on tax reform.
This was going to be my remarks. They would have taken about 2 minutes, but that would have been a little boring.
Instead, riffing on one of his favorite topics, immigration. As a caravan of migrants make their way from Honduras through Mexico seeking political asylum, Trump ordered the National Guard to the border, suggesting that there's rampant level of rape among the Central American migrants, while repeating his controversial line that Mexicans are rapists.
Remember my opening remarks at Trump Tower when I opened? Everybody said, oh, he was so tough, and I used the word rape. And yesterday it came out where this journey coming up, women are raped at levels that nobody's ever seen before.
Women and girls crossing the border through Mexico do face the threat of sexual violence. A 2010 Amnesty report estimated that 60% on the journey are at risk. But the leader of the caravan told ABC News that there have been no reported cases on their journey. Trump, saying the situation has reached, quote, a point of crisis, requested between 2,000 and 4,000 troops on the border until the wall is built. His frustration mounting, not just on immigration. Despite dismantling his voter fraud commission, he's maintaining previous false claims about massive election theft.
A lot of times it doesn't matter because in many places, like California, the same person votes many times. You probably heard about that.
Last month, there was an uptick in border crossings, but they're down by nearly 13% compared to last year. And 2017 was the lowest recorded number since 1972. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
A massive crane collapsed in St. Pete yesterday morning, sending coworkers and scrambling to get out of the way. Now, the investigation into just what it happened and how it happened begins this morning. Now, it happened on the site of the new St. Pete Police Department headquarters, which is now still under construction. This monster rig giving way, and then it comes crashing down, as you can see right there, just narrowly missing workers as they scramble to run away. Now, that crane, of course, sent up a big plume of dust as well. Fortunately, all of those workers were able to get out of the way, and no one was hurt in that incident. An event tonight to honor first responders in Northport. The Imagine School there is hosting their second annual First Responder Night. It's happening at Atwater Park at 6 o'clock tonight. Baseball seniors as well as Northport's first responders will be honored at tonight's event.
Right now, a Sarasota County neighborhood is under a boil water advisory. If you live on Coronado Drive, you should boil your tap water as a precaution. The area is near Beneva and Proctor. According to Sarasota County health officials, there's a water outage in the area. And although they say there isn't a reason to believe the water is tainted, they will be running tests. When the county has finished the analysis, they will contact residents by robocall.
Love to fish? Well, then this weekend is for you. Free freshwater fishing all this weekend here in the state. Governor Rick Scott made the announcement earlier this week. Now, it is one of several times throughout the year that the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is going to be allowing residents and visitors to fish without a license this weekend here in the state. This weekend is going to be the first one of the year.
And our director, Jim Clark, is going with his son this weekend to do that. Isn't that
I love
nice?
this. I think this is a great thing to do, too. I think it gets people involved in fishing, maybe try it, and then go ahead and buy the license. Good revenue source.
Right. Still ahead, first alert, traffic and smoking rates are down in Florida. What one company is trying to do, though, to tobacco advertisers that target rural communities.
And coming up a little later in the hour, the latest on that growing scandal with the chief of the EPA. It includes a bizarre $70,000 request for office furniture. We've got the story next hour for you. But first, John Scalzi.
So we're looking at a pretty nice start to the morning. I think a little bit on the cooler side, but still none of the boxes checked for our drive time forecast this morning. No inclement weather, really. It'll be a nice, clean drive with temperatures in the upper 60s on the way out. Temperatures on the lower 80s on the way home. A little cooler this morning, but a little warmer this afternoon. Now, we do have a thunderstorm risk for tomorrow. There's a potential for some severe weather in parts of North Florida. In fact, a decent potential. But for us, probably just standard showers and maybe an isolated thunderstorm. We'll talk about the forecast in a few.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business. Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
I'll tell you, I spent yesterday afternoon just puttering around outside in the yard, and I loved it. The weather was so fantastic. I hope you got to spend some time outdoors yesterday, too. It was nice because of that, the dew point value. Right now, it's at 58 degrees, and that feels so very comfortable, and it won't last long. By this afternoon, we're going to see those dew points begin to rise, and tomorrow it's just going to be humid again. So enjoy it if you can. Maybe a nice little stroll around the park later on this evening. It'll be still, I think, a very beautiful evening. 63 degree the air temperature currently, a little bit on the cool side compared to where we were 24 hours ago, but that all changes as we head into the afternoon. Under lots of sunshine and shifting winds, our temperatures will climb. By 7 a.m., just fine, 62 degrees. There'll be beautiful blue sky out there, 78 degrees rather, by around noontime. And I think you'll start to notice the beginnings of a little bit more moisture in the air by that time. But still, plenty of sunshine around, no rain chance as we head into the afternoon. 83 degrees, a little bit warmer as we head into the afternoon, and the winds begin to shift to a more southerly direction. But we'll pick up a sea breeze near the coast, keeping it a little bit cooler as our temperatures inland probably climb into the mid-80s today. And then as we head into the 7 o'clock hour, 76 degrees. And it should be a beautiful evening. I mean, no issues whatsoever weather-wise for today. Dry conditions around, lovely. The fire index, though, has gone up just a little bit, so be attentive to that as you are driving around. Otherwise, back to the west, it's a kind of a sloppy mess coming our way. Now, let me try to put it into perspective. We have an area of low pressure moving through the deep south. We also have another area of low pressure back to the west. What's going to happen is the high pressure ridge, which has provided us with the fair weather, moves out of the way. As it moves out of the way, we'll watch a frontal boundary approach us tomorrow. That frontal boundary moves through here and brings us a chance of showers and thunderstorms during the evening hours tomorrow. It eventually stalls out to our south, lifts back north as a warm front, bringing unsettled weather Sunday into Monday, followed by another cold front arriving that brings us again a rain chance on Tuesday. So several days in a row of kind of unsettled weather. Today, sunny and warmer, possible rain on Saturday night, and unsettled into next week with the southerly flow increasing our humidity tomorrow. Those are the weather highlights. For today, southwest wind becoming west near the coast. 10-knot wind. Should be a nice day for boating today, actually. A daytime high tops out around 83. Nighttime low a little bit warmer tonight because of that increase in humidity and moisture retaining the heat a little better. And then 40% chance of showers tomorrow evening. Now, most of the day Saturday will be fine. It's just late in the day we start to see the clouds thicken and that chance of showers work its way into the forecast. That lingers into Sunday morning. Things might clear out a little bit. Sunday afternoon looks okay then. And then on Monday, kind of unsettled weather once again with a 30% chance of showers. That's true on Tuesday as well as the front actually makes it through. And the same thing on Wednesday, a little chance of rainfall as things start to clear out. Thursday looks to be okay. Temperatures generally near the 80-degree mark, plus or minus a degree or two. Back to you.
Thanks, John. It is 5:17. Let's take a look over at First Alert traffic out there this morning in Manatee County. Roads are running pretty decent out there. Some slowdowns on 301, as are pretty typical around this time of the day. Heading into Sarasota County, those roads are looking pretty decent. Some slowdowns already at University Parkway, as well as right there on Bee Ridge Road. And also, if you're heading out to the Longboat Key area, starting to see some slowdowns in that area too. Heading a little farther south in the area, those roads are looking pretty free and clear around this time of the day. Not much to see the farther south that you go. That is your First Alert traffic.
The use of tobacco products continues to go down in Florida for most people. The percent of those who smoke has gone from 25 to 15% in the past 10 years, but not all age groups and demographics have the same success rates.
Where you live might predict whether or not you use a tobacco product, but there's also some demographic characteristics that make it more likely that you might be at risk to use tobacco, such as minority status, lower socioeconomic status, lower education levels.
Tobacco-Free Florida is hoping to battle tobacco advertisers that target rural communities. O'Dare says having the support of family and friends is crucial when someone is trying to quit. And she says it often takes up to 10 attempts before a person can kick the habit. Things certainly have changed over the decades when there was a smoking and non-smoking section on airplanes and restaurants.
I believe it. I grew up with two parents that were both smokers, so I remember those days. I did. I was glad when they quit.
Yeah.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, some bad news for fans of Apple products, why you might have to wait a little longer for a brand new MacBook.
And the hurricane season just 2 months away. We'll have this season's predictions straight ahead. Stay with us. It is 5:18 right now on this Friday morning, and we are following some breaking news from Newtown involving a shooting overnight. 2 injured, serious condition taken to the hospital. Who did it? That story and more news on the way on Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs, stop the crimes.
Pretty shot of the Rosemary District. Should see a nice day today, 83 degrees and sunshine.
Yeah, it's looking another nice day. Thank goodness it's Friday, going to be a good beach day as well.
Welcome back. 5:21 right now. Florida Senator Marco Rubio is blaming bureaucracy for delayed funding on Hurricane Irma recovery. Rubio said, "We just voted for the money. The hard part is getting the federal government to release it. We'll keep banging on the door. There's nothing else they can use the money for. It's appropriated for this." FEMA has not yet reimbursed Monroe County after Irma down in the Keys, and that the county estimates the hurricane cost there to be $93 million. Irma hit last September.
And it seems like we are finally just now putting last hurricane season to rest, but the new one is less than 2 months away, and the predictions are that this year could be as busy as last. Colorado State University issued its preliminary seasonal forecast yesterday. Forecasters expect a slightly above average season with 14 named storms. 7 of those are expected to become hurricanes, including 3 major hurricanes. The Atlantic hurricane season lasts from June through November. Colorado State will update its outlook again on May 31st.
A new plan will allow Florida fish and wildlife experts to capture or kill the state's growing invasive species population. These include lionfish, pythons, and tegu lizards that can damage the state's ecosystem. Florida Fish and Wildlife is ramping up efforts to improve its ability to detect and remove these animals. They say they've removed more than 5,300 tegas since 2012, most of them from Broward and Dade counties. Just recently, one of those lizards was removed from a senior community in Bradenton.
Not that I was afraid of it, but it's just kind of weird seeing it in the first place, you know, something like that. You don't know where it came from or anything, but just very unusual.
To avoid having these invasive animals around your property, experts suggest not leaving pet food outside. For more tips, go to our website and click on the story at mysuncoast.com. Have you ever come face to face with an alligator?
Gators, yes. I have family in Port Charlotte, and they live, they're on background to a canal, and so there's lots of gators that will sun themselves in the late afternoon. We've actually gone on canal rides on pontoon boats and have seen the gators in that area too. But they say the biggest problem, especially with the pythons and the lizards, is that people buy them as pets and then realize, you know, they don't want to take care of them, so then they just go set them free in the wild, they breed, bad things happen.
When I used to golf a lot more often, I'd see a lot of alligators out there, and some golfers get awfully close thinking that those things are safe, and they're just not.
I don't know why we don't fear them as much as we used to. Maybe it only takes one of them being in your backyard pool, and that will set things right again. We've had that happen a couple times
Yes,
already.
we have.
All right, Apple fans, you might have to wait a little longer for the new MacBook Pro.
ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details in this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple pushes back the Mac Pro again. Executives say a new version of the company's desktop won't be out until 2019.
A new Mac Pro hasn't been released in more than 4 years. Apple says the new one is still in development.
Flying from New York to London could take less than 3 hours in a supersonic plane being developed by NASA.
Well, the space agency signed a nearly $250 million contract with Lockheed Martin to build NASA's first experimental jet in more than a decade. It would bring back supersonic jet travel for the first time since the Concorde. And scientists have harvested their first crop of vegetables in Antarctica grown without soil or daylight.
German researchers cultivated salad greens, cucumbers, and radishes in a high-tech greenhouse by using special lights and water, part of a project to help astronauts grow fresh food on other planets without Matt Damon's help.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Frigidaire.
The recipe for Sarah's superific birthday party. First, get Frigidaire's smudge-proof black stainless steel. Now, choose a theme. Then, stock up. Hire a clown. A pirate clown? Ugh, no. Uh-oh. Treats ahoy! We're celebrating our 100th anniversary with a blowout sale. Hurry to participating retailers for up to 40% off select appliances. Frigidaire, celebrating 100 years of appliance innovation.
Your time is valuable. Make it worth even more. With Capella University's self-paced FlexPath format, you can finish the bachelor's degree you started in 12 months and under $10,000, so you can live and learn. Experience FlexPath today, only at capella.edu.
Did you know pain is caused by aggravated nerves? Now there's the Aspercreme with lidocaine patch. It quickly desensitizes aggravated nerves to block pain for maximum strength relief with no odor or irritation. Aspercreme with lidocaine patch. Relieve the nerves, stop the pain.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Thank you.
You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Get breaking news, plus first alert, weather and traffic focused on where you live. Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Good morning. It's 5:30. I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins.
Right now, breaking news in Sarasota that we've been following for you all morning. Police are on the scene of a shooting. 2 people have been rushed to the hospital in serious condition. It happened on 21st Street near Central Avenue.
The question now is who did it? Our Marla Spence is live on the scene with details. Marla, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. This is the house right here where that shooting happened. Right now, investigators are inside collecting information and also evidence that will see what exactly happened inside that house when those 2 victims were shot. Now, a spokesperson for Sarasota Police Department just held a press conference on what happened out here. She says the 911 call came in around 1:30 this morning, and she says those 2 victims were found inside that house, and they were both shot and rushed to the hospital. Their conditions are unknown at the time, but they are in surgery right now. Police say at this time they are not releasing any other information about the victims. They say they do not believe the shooting was drug related.
It's my understanding that we've been to this neighborhood before. The North District of Sarasota does have a high call volume for calls of service from our agency.
Again, investigators are, like you see right here, coming out of this house, just collecting information and evidence that will see exactly what happened inside of that house before 1:30 this morning. We will look to bring you more information on this shooting investigation. But for now, reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thanks, Marla. They've been talking about no threat to the public in this, but they don't say who they're suspecting. So maybe it was a targeted type situation. We'll find out more throughout the morning.
That is right. Our Marla Spence will be live there right on the scene in Sarasota all morning.
Let's get the forecast now for the weekend from meteorologist John Scalzi. Hey, John.
Hi. Well, it looks pretty good, actually. A little bit of a changing weather pattern coming up over the course of the weekend. But for today, gorgeous. A lot of blue sky. I think things are going to be similar to where they were yesterday, with the exception that we'll probably see a little bit more warmth during the afternoon by a couple of degrees. Otherwise, we start off the morning a little on the cooler side, actually. A few fair weather clouds passing by from time to time, none of them producing rainfall. It'll be a dry morning. Titan radar across the entire state, not showing much in the way of rainfall. Local temperatures, 60 Mayaca City, Lakewood Ranch at 61, Bradenton 60, 63, Sarasota 63, in Venice 64, and Inglewood. This kind of represents about a 5-degree drop in temperature from 24 hours ago. And that's because the drier air filtered in yesterday afternoon and evening and continues on this morning. So it should be a beautiful day with lower relative humidity and mild afternoon temperatures climbing up to around 83 degrees. Changes this weekend, though, and we'll talk about those in a minute.
Okay, at the date. Talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads. It'll build up there on 301 in both directions around State Road 70. Checking farther south now into the upper half of Sarasota County. Here we go. A little build up there on 41 northbound over Fruitville, otherwise pretty clear. And then checking our final maps to the South County, there is some buildup in both directions on 41 down there by Northport, otherwise pretty clear at 5:32 in the morning. A developing story in one of the biggest murder cases on the Suncoast in the past 20 years. As expected, the state Supreme Court has ordered Sarasota County to re-sentence Joseph Smith, the man sent to death row for that kidnap and murder of little Carly Bruscia back in 2004. The jury's verdict was 10-2, and now since the state requires unanimous verdicts, the county court has to re-sentence him again. The jury foreman from that original trial says he is furious.
A Bradenton murder case from 3 years ago may finally be coming to a close. Kelly McPherson was charged with the murder of Kavis McCullough. According to prosecutors, McPherson shot McCullough, and after he died, McPherson was on the run for weeks. Bradenton police found him thanks to an anonymous tip at the time. McPherson now faces life in prison. He's going to be sentenced later on today.
For the latest on this story and breaking news and the forecast, check out our app. It's under My Suncoast or under WWSB. New allegations this morning against Scott Pruitt. He is the head of the Environmental Protection Agency.
Now, this latest twist in the growing scandal includes a way overpriced request for office furniture. ABC's Diane Macedo has a story.
Overnight, 2 EPA officials confirmed to ABC News that Scott Pruitt was aware of salary increases given to 2 of his most loyal aides, even after the White House refused to sign off on the pay hikes. That contradicts what he told Fox News on Wednesday when he denied knowing about the raises and blamed his staff.
Why did you go around the president and the White House and give pay raises to 2 staffers?
I did not. My staff did, and I found out about that yesterday, and I changed it. That should not have been
somebody
done.
being fired for that?
That should not have been done. And
So who did it?
It may be there will be some accountability.
One of those pay raises totaled nearly $57,000. And there's new controversy surrounding Pruitt this morning. The New York Times reports at least 5 EPA officials have been reassigned, demoted, or removed from their jobs after questioning Pruitt's spending. The Times says the staffers objected to buying things like 2 office desks costing $70,000, first-class travel, a bulletproof vehicle, and a 20-person protective detail. Reports also say the lead agent in charge of Pruitt's security detail was reassigned after refusing to use sirens and lights to get through traffic when Pruitt was running late for a meeting. White House lawyers are already investigating Pruitt after he allegedly paid $50 a night to rent a room in this D.C. condo, far below the cost of similar units.
This was like an Airbnb situation.
The owner of the apartment was the wife of a top lobbyist whose clients do business with the EPA.
The ethics officials here at this agency reviewed the lease, reviewed the terms of the lease.
The agency's top ethics watchdog now says when they did that review last week, they did not have all the facts. Behind closed doors, sources say the president is not happy about the controversy, but he said this while boarding Air Force One on Thursday.
Scott has done a fantastic job. I think he's a fantastic person.
Survivors of the Pulse shooting in Orlando are suing Google, Facebook, and Twitter, claiming they helped spread terrorist propaganda. The complaint filed yesterday says the companies profited from content posted by the Islamic State group. A similar lawsuit has already been dismissed by a federal judge last week. That judge found no connection between social media content and the attack.
Looking ahead to the weekend, tomorrow the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation is hosting a walk to raise awareness for one type of diabetes, type 1 diabetes. JDRF One Walk is tomorrow at Nathan Benderson Park. 16-year-old Emma Rudd was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes back when she was just 5 years old. She is going to be walking out there at the event along with her believers. The festivities begin around 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, starting with a walk that's going to start officially at 9:30. Parking and the family tents will be located on the north side of the park next to the mall. And your Facebook messages might not be as private as you think. The social media giant confirmed that an automated system does scan all your private messages in your inbox, but they're just doing it to make sure that they don't contain malware, spam, or links to child pornography. A Facebook spokesperson says the company does not listen to your voice or your video calls. It's been a rough week to be Facebook. It's just one thing after another, but it is some much needed change, you know, of the social media giant. It's good that they're having these discussions.
Quite a shaking out right now. Still ahead, first alert traffic, and one man battling cancer can check one thing off his bucket list, the famous golfer he got to meet. That story on the way.
And another day, another gator, where this 8-foot fella was spotted maybe applying for a job.
Third time in a week in the area. Here's a shot of Atlanta, Georgia. There's the Ferris wheel down there.
Just change the name to Ray's favorite Ferris wheel.
Yeah, it looks so much fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, even lit up this time in the morning looks good.
Yeah, from Atlanta to the Sun Coast, here's John Scalzi.
So we're looking at some pretty nice weather for you today as the kids are picked up at the bus stops this morning. The weather should cooperate fine. 67 degrees, the air temperature, clear skies, rain-free, and the drop-off time, 82 degrees, a little bit warmer. And again, rain-free skies, so should be a nice start to the day. If you're traveling today, all airport hubs serving Sarasota running on time, according to the FAA. We'll have the complete weekend forecast in just a moment.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.com. EmployFlorida.com.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky. Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we are looking at an air temperature coming in at 63 degrees with a dew point coming in at 58. My goodness, is that a comfortable dew point value? Enjoy it, because it's really not going to last a whole long time. In fact, I think as we head into the afternoon, we'll start to see that dew point climb back up into the 60s. And then as we head into tomorrow, now probably upper 60s, because we have a front approaching that's going to switch our winds around again to a more southerly direction. Right now, though, they're east-northeast, coming in at about 7, and that's the reason that we have that lovely dew point value. Sunny, blue skies again today. Don't see any problems there. Don't see any rainfall in today's forecast. 62 the current morning temperature. By 7 a.m., I think we're seeing a temperature that's about 5 degrees cooler than it was 24 hours ago at this time, because that lower dew point, lower humidity air has finally worked its way in. And low dew point air has the tendency to cool down efficiently when the sun goes down, but to warm up pretty quickly as well when the sun comes up. And that's what's going to happen today. We're going to get our temperature up to about 83 degrees, in part because of that sunshine and the higher sun angle at this time of year as we head into spring. And also because we're going to see our winds start to shift a little bit more to a southerly direction. 76 degrees by the time we get into the evening hours, and it should be a beautiful, beautiful evening. Titan radar not showing much around the state this morning, and don't expect much. Florida Straits still has a few scattered showers, and if you're traveling today to Miami, you may encounter an isolated shower or two, but really that's about the only place in the state where you're going to see much. A frontal boundary back to the west will be approaching. We've got a couple of areas of low pressure that are going to be impacting our weather over the next several days. This first one moves closer to us and eventually brings a cold front into our state by later tonight. First into the Panhandle, and then eventually tomorrow night into our area. In advance of that, we'll see our winds shift more to a southerly direction, and tomorrow moisture will be pumped up into the state so that when that front moves through here tomorrow evening, I think we'll have probably a decent chance at seeing some showers around, maybe even a thunderstorm. And that will occur, I think, mostly after 5 o'clock in the evening, probably before 2 o'clock in the morning. And then that front is going to stall out and just sort of wag its tail over us over a couple of days, and that's going to lead to some unsettled weather. Watch the RPM computer model put it into motion. This is Saturday at 9 o'clock in the evening. You can see the showers around from front number 1. Front number 1 sinks south, stalls out, returns back north as a warm front on Sunday, and brings us a chance of rain. Then front number 2 approaches by Monday, bringing a chance of rain showers as well, and it kind of lingers around through Tuesday. So unsettled weather for several more days in a row. We'll be watching that then kind of clear out and bring us some sunshine as we head into the next several days. Rainfall Futurecast shows accumulation of rain with these systems. Not all that great. You know, as we go through Sunday morning, the Saturday night rains will probably bring us less than half an inch, way less than half an inch. And over the course of the next several days, we'll be really lucky, I think, to pick up half-inch rainfalls. Southwest wind comes in at about 10 knots. That'll be switching west in the afternoon with a sea breeze. That'll keep the coast a little bit cooler. It'll also help to kind of effectively continue to push moisture in across the region. Then overnight tonight, we'll develop that southerly wind that I was talking about that'll carry us into tomorrow as well. 2-foot seas, light chop on your bay and inland waters. Should be a nice day for boating, actually. We have a couple of tides to talk about. 10:01 this morning will be a low tide, followed by a high tide at 4:02. And then early in the morning, another low tide at 1:13. And by the way, there's not much red tide around right now, so it should be great to be out there on the water this weekend. 83 degrees today. Tomorrow we'll go with about 82. A little bit more cloud cover around during the afternoon. Chance of showers at night through early Sunday morning. Rain chance goes from about 40% to about 30% early Sunday morning. We kind of clear out, I think, Sunday afternoon. Daytime high 82. Then on Monday, again, another chance of showers. Another chance of showers on Tuesday. These are not going to be rain out days, but they'll just be that isolated chance of a shower or two. Probably the best rain chance day will be Tuesday. Everything starts to clear out as we head into Thursday of next week. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look at your first alert traffic out there this morning. Roads are definitely starting to get a little bit busier as the hour progresses. Starting to see some slowdowns as you come across the bridge into Bradenton, as well as 301 and State Road 70. Definitely some slowdowns right there in Manatee County. If you are in Sarasota County this morning, the roads aren't looking too bad. Starting to see some slowdowns as we normally do on University Parkway as well as Bee Ridge Road. A little bit farther south in the county, those roads still aren't looking too bad out there. Mostly clear for you this morning. That is your first alert traffic. Well, a famous painter with works of art in places across the world actually has roots right here in Sarasota. Dorothea Wendlandt now lives at the Art and Course community in Sarasota with moderate Alzheimer's. But she still paints these amazing works of art. She's employed by Crayola. She's owned art galleries and founded numerous art groups on the Suncoast.
She painted every day 4 or 5 hours, every single day. And now she's here. She's probably cut down the time that she paints here, but she's a little slower now than she used to be. But she's still putting out good 90% of what she used to be able to do.
And this is pretty interesting. Every resident at Art and Courts community participates in specific activities to help keep them as oriented and independent for as long as possible.
Good idea. A lifelong golf fan with stage 4 lung cancer met Tiger Woods this week. Shane Caldwell of South Carolina says he always wanted to see Woods in person. His stepdaughter got involved, made a plea on Twitter to help Caldwell's dream come true. Efforts paid off. Watch this. Caldwell was able to meet his hero. While Woods was at the driving range at the Masters in Augusta, Georgia this past week, Woods stepped away from hitting some golf balls and went over and signed Caldwell's golf glove for him.
It was quite a thrill. I've been a big Tiger Woods fan for a long time.
Caldwell's daughter posted an update on Twitter and got a huge response.
Well, from Middle America to the Middle East, it's time to talk entertainment and movies today. Black Panther is set to make history yet again. It's going to be the first movie to be shown in public in Saudi Arabia in 35 years. That's right. According to multiple reports, the Marvel mega hit is going to be opening in Riyadh on April the 18th. This is Saudi Arabia's first screening since it banned movie theaters back in the early 1980s. With about 70% of Saudi Arabia's citizens under the age of 30, analysts say that the kingdom could become a huge movie market.
A camera caught this eagle's startled reaction when a 5.3 earthquake rattled Southern California. The quake shook the raptor's nest on Santa Cruz Island. The eagle flew away when the rattling began, leaving the 3 chicks behind. Both parent eagles were raised at the San Francisco Zoo and released in the wild over 10 years ago. No damage was reported from the earthquake. As for the chicks, the concerned parent returned to the nest shortly after flying the coop.
They're like, Mom, come back. Another day, another gator spotted in Sarasota. This one is right here outside the 911 call center at the Sheriff's Department. This 8-footer was spotted. It's the 3rd one spotted this week in the area. The Sheriff's Office posted this picture of the gator, jokingly wondered if it was there to file a complaint, looking from its dad from one of the backyard pools over the weekend, or maybe there to apply for a job at the center. Now, of course, we're seeing lots of gators right now as we head into mating season. A reminder, keep an eye out on your small pets outside at night and do not feed these gators. It only makes them less afraid of us and also associates us with food.
Wow.
Which seems like a really bad thing. Let's not feed them, okay?
3rd time. We had Nokomis, Lakewood Ranch, now this one in Sarasota
Right?
County
And now
as
it's
well.
just going right to the Sheriff's Department, making it easy for him.
That's
I give
right.
up.
Well, some breaking news overnight in Sarasota, actually in Newtown. This is a live look at a house on 21st Street in the 1400 block. 2 people were shot inside that house overnight. No word yet who did it. Both injured are in serious condition at the hospital. Happened about 1:30 a.m. We've got a crew on the scene. We'll track the story all morning long right here on Good Morning Suncoast.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Fun for the whole family, the 26th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County, fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival Grounds.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the 2nd leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
If you're looking for a rewarding job you'll love, good news. The perfect job is just a click away. Go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day. It's that easy. Stop searching and go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day to find the perfect job for you.
Heading toward another nice day in the Suncoast. 82 for a high expected today and more sunshine.
All right, it's going to looking good out there on this Friday as we head into the weekend. Right now, though, here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
Sarasota police report an overnight shooting in a house on 21st Street in Newtown. We've got a live crew on the scene. 2 victims are at the hospital with serious injuries. It happened inside that house in the 1400 block. No word yet as to who fired the gun.
Plus, there is free freshwater fishing all this weekend here in the state. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is allowing residents and visitors to fish without a license this weekend. It's one of the first of several that are going to be taking place throughout the year.
And an 8-foot alligator turned up at the Sarasota County Call Center. This is the 3rd incident in a week on the Suncoast involving gators in strange places.
Well, speaking of strange places, it is no secret that Sarasota is full of circus history. But now, how would you like to take some of that history home? You can. Coming up at 6, I'm going to take you to this amazing local vintage store that takes treasure hunting to a whole new level. I can't even begin to explain all the amazing stuff you're going to find in this store, but I will be taking you there next hour. So much circus history in this area, and you'd be surprised by all the circus things that they get in this store. And it's like just like a couple seconds down the block from our station.
We actually went there. Aaron and I went there a few weeks ago to browse and try to find some shabby chic type things, and
so cool.
all kinds of character and personality inside there.
I took a weird mix of things home with me. I'm like, I want that, I want this, I want this. Life-size wooden giraffes, like a 12-foot tall suit of armor. Just a really cool story. We're going to take you there later.
There's actually 2 others just like that also in the area. 2 blocks down, there's Sarasota Architectural Salvage.
That's where I was. That's the store that I was.
Well, no, you're in Circus Salvage.
Circus. Oh, yeah. Is that a different thing?
It's 2 blocks away. It's easy to confuse.
We're going to get to the heart of this in commercial break. We'll have it for you.
Here's a shot outside our window right now. Nice day shaping up. Glad you are tuned in to Good Morning Suncoast on this Friday morning.